In the Tokyo Blade arc of Oshi No Ko, Akane and Kana, rivals in both acting and love, finally get to face off against each other on stage. Since they were little, they have been on a similar trajectory in the acting world, and it all led up to this moment in the Tokyo Blade stage play. From the moment we first saw them meet in the story, it was clear that there was a rivalry between them. They've been in the industry together since they were child actors, and Kana had taken the roles Akane wanted back then, one after the other. However, she won't lose now. She had been waiting for this moment to avenge herself for a long time, and as the writer puts it, this will be a battle between the one who was once called a genius, in Kana, and the genius actress of today, in Akane. To add to the fire, their roles are in direct conflict with the other. Akane is playing the role of Princess Saya, who is actually in a relationship with the character Toki, played by Aqua. On the other hand, Kana plays Tsurugi, who belongs with the main character's group in the Shinjuku faction. With Saya and Toki being part of the Shibuya faction, that means they're the enemies who oppose the main group in the Shibuya conflict arc. It's kind of funny how the two factions are Shibuya and Shinjuku, which are two Jujutsu Kaisen arcs. This arc is basically the Shibuya incident of Tokyo Blade. After all, this arc is also where the battle between Saya and Tsurugi takes place, and where Kana and Akane's fight truly begins. But first, right before the play begins, Akane and Kana face off fully in costume. Kana tells Akane how she was once a genius, but now everyone calls Akane that now. It's frustrating, but Kana also admits that she was looking forward to performing with Akane again. However, Kana vows to defeat Akane here. She won't let anyone call her a former genius child actor anymore. Yet as Kana walks away, Akane murmurs to herself about how she looked forward to performing with Kana as well. She always has, and Akane finally gets the opportunity during the climatic scene of the play when the two factions face off against each other. Right off the bat, Tsurugi and Sayu stare each other down, and from Akane's point of view, Kana's expression screams that her acting is right. Akane questions what makes her so displeased as Tsurugi tells her to draw her sword, and so Saya draws her sword, stating that's all she needs to defeat Tsurugi. As Tsurugi questions if Saya's looking down on her, Akane tells herself she won't lose to Kana. She's here because of Kana, and doubts Kana remembers the old days, but for years, Akane's been waiting for this very moment. Then we cut to a flashback of Akane's past when she first fell in love with Kana's acting. We see how Akane loved Kana's acting so much, constantly rewatching her scenes and praising how she's a genius child actor who can cry on the spot. To her, Kana is cute, good at acting, and can even speak clearly even to adults. Seeing how amazed Akane was, her parents suggested that she started acting too. Just the other day, her mother actually had picked up a pamphlet for a children's group and now hands it to Akane. However, the young girl is actually very nervous and states that she can't do it. Akane doesn't believe she can do it because of her introverted nature, but her father suggests she might be able to become friends with Kana through acting. Hearing that she can meet her idol is enough to convince Akane. She finally started acting classes because of her desire to become like Kana to get closer to her. However, things changed the day Akane met Kana for the first time. Akane went to an audition wearing Kana's signature cap. Because of that, the guy doing the audition actually thought Akane was Kana, and said they had already decided to choose her. However, the real Kana actually walks in literally right after. At first, Akane is starstruck, even telling Kana that she's a fan. Kana doesn't seem to care though, and then Akane questions Kana if what the man said was true, that they had already decided on Kana for the audition. Akane believes Kana would never cheat like that, but Kana asks what if she did before explaining that this is a fixed game. The auditions are just a formality, as Kana was already decided from the start. Akane is confused, but Kana tells her that she's okay with this, because she'll get a job this way. Anyone can play a minor role as long as their acting is decent enough, which is why they just go with someone popular like Kana. They can get better ratings by using a famous child actor, rather than a talented one. It's generally the better option, and Kana even goes as far as to say, who cares about acting? Akane doesn't believe that this is the real Kana though. This can't be what she actually thinks. However, Kana tells Akane that she doesn't know her, before ripping the hat off Akane's head, and saying that she hates people like Akane the most, before walking away. Now that she's older though, Akane can now understand that Kana acted that way because she was scared to lose work. In truth, Kana wanted to feel needed. We can see a young Kana during an interview even saying how stars can shine alone, and she wishes to be the one who illuminates the stars. Akane understands Kana wanted to keep pace with their surroundings, synchronizing with them, and live together with everyone. However, as Saya and Tsurugi finally clash, Akane reveals that she doesn't like that part of Kana. That's not her acting. The Kana that Akane loved was more selfish and overwhelming. Her acting was not something which illuminated the stars, but acting that shined brightly like the sun. Akane hates the present Kana and wants her acting to devour everything around her. Kana should be the one to make others match her own acting instead. Akane then reveals to Kana that even she can do a bit of that too. She has the kind of acting that can devour everyone around her too. She'll fight by making herself stand out more than Kana, and hopes now Kana can fight her head on. Then we get to see an amazing performance as Akane completely takes over the play. Although this is a scene where the actors should be equal, there's no doubt Akane is the leading actress now. Even Kana finds Akane's acting fun, and can tell Akane wants to compete with her. Kana thinks that sounds fun at first. After all, she wishes to settle this matter with Akane too. Yet Kana quickly remembers her past, and that standing on her own could push the viewers away. So she stops, and the excitement in her eyes completely dies out. Akane notices as well, and Kotanda can see that with Akane in the spotlight, Kana has taken a step back to not outshine her. From a production and director standpoint, blending into the background so seamlessly makes Kana very easy to use in a play. Kana believes that she's doing the right thing too. Akane's performance is stunning, so it's her job to help out. There's no need for egos on stage. This is her acting, one that illuminates her fellow co-stars. However, Akane isn't too happy with this, and wants to be Kana when she's at her best. Once the scene is over, Akane is backstage, and questions if she was mistaken. It just felt like she was showing off all along. But then Aqua tells her it's okay. Kana's acting is actually pissing him off too. Although Kana skillfully raises the show's quality, she doesn't understand herself at all. That's because Kana shines the most when she draws everyone's attention. Even Akane doesn't want to win against this version of Kana. Akane wants to beat Kana when she too is giving her all. In order to do that, Aqua decides to help drag Kana out into the spotlight. On the other hand, Taiki questions why Kana didn't accept the challenge. Someone as talented as him could see that Kana's acting screams that she's the lead actor, while Akane's acting shouts that she's better than anyone. However, Kana says that the play would just fall apart if they all did what they wanted basically. Taiki then reveals that he's planned to add some ad-libs in his scenes now that Akane has fired him up, and of course, Kana is certain that she can keep up with them. So now Taiki faces Aqua on stage, but since he believes Taiki is much better than him at acting, Aqua kills his own emotions off in contrast to Taiki exposing his own emotions. Soon enough, Taiki forces Kana into doing an ad-lib by pushing her into Aqua. Kana wasn't expecting this, so she chooses to follow Aqua's lead. Yet Aqua ad-libs as well, leading Kana to scream that she can fight. As Toki, Aqua comments about Tsurugi's soft body as he feels her arm. This flusters Kana of course, but her reaction was the perfect transition back to the script. Kana is surprised by how good Aqua is at playing along. Kana even notices that Aqua even led her right to the middle of the stage, so she can be the center of attention. He made it easier for Kana to perform. Aqua led Kana right into the spotlight, allowing Kana to act the way she always wanted to act. So Kana accepts, a true smile on her face, as she begins to unleash her full potential. Then we cut to a dreamlike sequence of Kana being alright with shining the spotlight on others to make everyone else happy. She believes she doesn't have to be the leading actress, and curls up into a ball until a light suddenly shines over her. It's Aqua shining the spotlight on her, but Kana says that there's no point in doing that. Aqua counters by saying Tsurugi is a simple girl who loves to fight, and Kana can't portray that by curling up like that. Kana does agree but believes she'll cause everyone trouble if she doesn't. Yet Aqua tells Kana that everyone wants to see her true capabilities. Then we're back to Toki and Tsurugi facing off, as Aqua wants Kana to act the way she always wanted to. He'll back her up as he also wants to see what kind of performance Kana is capable of. With not much choice since Aqua has pushed her into this position, Kana blames Aqua before clashing with Toki. Her exuberant energy completely takes over the show, and everyone is stunned by seeing her like this. Even Akane is shocked by this bright aura radiating from Kana. Kotanda, Miyaka, and Ruby are surprised by this performance too. It's this takeover by Kana which also reminds Kaburagi that this type of brilliant performance is what made Kana into a household name. This acting is as dazzling as the sun, and Kaburagi admits that Kana is truly a star. Meanwhile, Kana's acting is basically forcing everyone to look at her more and more, and even Akane is fangirling over her performance as her heart races. She can only watch happily as Tsurugi clashes with Toki. After all, this is the Kana that she wanted to see. Akane wanted to win against this Kana, yet her role is nearly finished as Saya jumps in the way, taking the attack that was meant for Toki. Akane mentions how she wanted to win before collapsing to the floor, defeated and bleeding out. Yet, her role isn't completely over, as Tsurugi and Blade save Saya with their swords. When Saya wakes up, another beautiful scene occurs, as Toki holds Saya in his arms, as he cries joyfully over her still being alive, which actually took a lot of suffering from Aqua to accomplish. Soon after though, the play finally ends, and we get to see the reactions of many who are in the audience. Although the Love Now crew members like Yuki call Akane a genius, she still believes she has a long way to go to catch up to Taiki and even Kana. On the other hand, Ruby tells Kana how amazed she was at Kana's acting, and that she too is a genius. However, Kana says she's no genius, and infers she's seen a real genius in Akane. Her acting seemed out of this world, almost like she was possessed by something. Probably Ice Spirit. Akane's presence even allowed Aqua to fully step into his own performance. Kana is frustrated, but is certain she will prove herself as the best by the end of the next month. As for the actual winner of this battle, I think it's up to the reader to decide. Both Kana and Akane were able to showcase their greatness in their own way, as they both believed that the other was the real genius they had to catch up to. In the end, I suppose it was a draw in the story. With that said though, my question to all of you is, who had the better performance in your opinion, Akane or Kana? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. I got some more Shikokate or 2 that you can check out. Peace.